Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today we're doing a quick what's in the box kit review for my Airfix 172 Willys MB Jeep A68217, which is a starter set which comes with a brush, 4 paints and a tube of rather nasty Humbrol poly cement. This is actually part of a little series that I'm doing because yesterday I went out for a bottle of red wine from Lidl and I came back with this. I came back with a de Havilland Tiger Moth. I came back with a Tiger 1. I came back with a Supermarine Spitfire Mark 1A. And I came back with this rather nice Sherman 172 Firefly as well. All available at Lidl currently for £6.99, which I think is pretty good. I mean, you can normally get these kits online, and I think they normally go for around about the sort of 10, 11, 12 pound mark. So you're kind of getting it almost half the price. Unfortunately, this offer, as I believe, is only actually available in the UK. So if you're continental Europe or from the States or Australia, sorry, but you just missed out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do what I normally do. We're going to have a quick look at the instructions and the limited sort of history of it. We're going to have a look at the sprues, we'll have a look at the paints, the painting options, and we'll have a quick run through of this one here, which is, it's not exactly the same kit, but it's a very similar one, which I pulled from the D-Day Sea Assault kit that I actually built around about D-Day in May and June this year. So without further ado, let's just get on with this. So basically, the Jeep officially designated truck quarter-ton 4x4 is the best known of all American vehicles of the Second World War. Originally intended to be a command and reconnaissance car, it became the most versatile of all vehicles, serving as a cargo carrier, personnel transport, ambulance, ammunition carrier, mobile power plant, and even as a heavily armed defensive weapon. Powered by a 54 horsepower engine, the Willys Jeep had a top speed of 65 miles per hour, could carry a payload of 800 pounds, and also tow loads such as the 75mm howitzer included here. More than 600,000 were built. Wow! And it remained in service long after the war. Also being built under licence by Hotchkiss in France, the British had a modified version with cut-down bumpers and other additional equipment. This version was carried in the Horsa glider and could be dropped from Halifax bombers. Airfix would like to thank Maidstone Sports Cars for their assistance with this project, as well as the Airborne Assault Museum at Duxford. So, there we go, let's have a quick nose at these instructions, and there's actually quite a comprehensive instruction sheet for this, because obviously you're getting a Jeep, you're getting this howitzer, and you also get this trailer as well, so you've got multiple options. I mean, I've got to be honest with you, as far as the 5 kits that are available from Lidl at the moment, this has got to be the star of the show, because I think it's really cool. I mean, like I say, I built something very similar, and I really enjoyed building it. But this is a really good kit for £6.99. I've got to be honest with you, in my humble opinion. So instructions: British Airborne Jeep. Section 1, we're going to be putting the chassis together. Section 2, we're going to be putting the I was going to say fuselage now, the body of the Jeep together. 2 side parts and the tub, I think you call it. Then we're going to put in section 3, we're going to put the rear on. We're going to attach our chassis to our body, and then we're going to section 5, we're going to put this little exhaust on. Section 6, we're going to move on to the seating, which you get this rear sort of part to put on as a rear seat, and 2 small seats which obviously kind of require a little bit of painting up possibly before you do it. And we've got a gear shifter here with the 4x4 controls. We also get a small plastic section here which comes with 2 lights. You might notice that I kind of ignored and didn't put them in because I airbrushed this, and I was just a bit dumb, I suppose. But anyway, you get the lights there, which is kind of a little neat addition. In section 8, we're going to put the grille with our lights on. We've got our seats in, and we're going to put our bonnet on with the dashboard console. Section 10, we've got our glazed windshield, which requires painting. We're going to put our bonnet on. If you loose fit this and don't glue it, you have the option to push it up or down, which I'll show you in a minute. Section 11, we're going to put the steering wheel in, the jerry can on the back. We've got a rear spare wheel to attach. We're going to put a few little bits and bobs here. We've got a wing mirror to put on 13. And 14, we're going to attach the wheels. And then I didn't get this with mine. This is an additional piece for the sort of airborne version. You get this sort of carrying pallet, I suppose you could call it. And you can build that up and you can put your Jeep on it. So that's basically how you would load it into a horse or glider, I imagine. And also with this one, you get this sort of cut down bumper, and you get an extra spare wheel to put on the front, which all looks kind of cool and menacing. Next up, we're going to look at constructing our 10 CWT airborne trailer, which is this little thing here. And as you can see, we're going to put the base plate with these side panels on in section 17 and 18. We're going to put some basic suspension on in 19. We're going to put some sort of mudguard things on section 20. 21, we've got a storage crate and an additional jerry can that we can put in. We can put this canvas cover on. Obviously, that's an additional part. I decided to paint mine in this sort of buff colour, just with some colour variation. Section 22, we're going to put the wheels on, and this thing, which is sort of like a support, I actually left that off mine for some reason, because, well, I just left mine off. Number 23, we're going to be looking at our British Airborne 75mm pack howitzer M1, which is this little thing here. And this is relatively simple. We've got the gun carriage going together, we've got the towing hook, and then we put the actual barrel of the gun on and we attach our two wheels, and that's basically completing sort of 6 easy steps or 7 easy steps with minimum of fuss and minimum of parts. And there we go, that's basically our instructions looked at. We also get a rather nice colour diagram, which is rather pleasant. It's only single-sided, but basically it gives you the either side of the truck. So we can see we've got painted red lights going on here, which we get this scarlet colour for. It shows you exactly where all of your decals are supposed to go, including on the optional weather protection hood, or I forget what you call it, never mind. I'm not perfect at these things, obviously. So we'll have a quick look at our sprues. And let's have a look at this one first, I think. So here we can see we've got our chassis, which is all one piece, thank the Lord. We've got the interior of the body. We've got our 2 seats. Again, there's all nice little bits of detail touches on here. You can see some pedals. You can see the actual framing of the seats with the, I'm assuming this is some sort of canvas. We've got this little rear back support for our rear seat. They're going to be the mudguards for our trailer. They're side panels for the trailer, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wheels. So we've got 9 wheels. That's quite a lot, isn't it? So we've got 4 for our Jeep, we've got 2 for the trailer, and we've got 3 spares. Well, that's great. This bit here is the canvas cover for the trailer. This part is the sort of pallet that you get for loading the Jeep onto our Horser. We've got our raised cover for protecting the troops from the rain. We've got some nice little shovels. It's probably part of the mechanicals. These 2 parts are supports for this, which obviously go somewhere around about here. There's our little bit of the exhaust. It comes with a 30 caliber Browning machine gun, and there is an option for a 50 as well. I think I put the 50 in mine. So second sprue, as you can see here, we've got our 50 caliber machine gun. We've got the gear shifters. This is part of the 75mm paratube gun. This is the gun carriage. That's the base of the trailer, which you can see has got some ribbing detail. That's the barrel of our gun. Again, it's got some nice little bits of detail going on there. We've got some detail on the, can you see that? Yeah, the detail on the dashboard control. The suspension is nicely detailed again. You can definitely see it, which is quite impressive for such a small kit, I suppose. There's the radiator grille where our lights can be put in. They're the 2 side panels for the Jeep. So the parts are kind of all over the place. What we got here? I think that's they're parts of the pallet. You get 2 options for the bonnet. Not too sure which one I went for. I went for the plain one on mine. A variety of other small pieces, including a hook. There's a steering wheel. We've got a total of 5 jerry cans. These are parts of the pallet, and that completes our quick little look at the basic parts. You get 4 different colours of paint. I actually used my airbrush on this, so I didn't use the paints, so I can't sort of tell you how great they are or how great they're not. Generally, the best way to deal with this is some thinner, because they do tend to be a bit stodgy. So we get a green. We get this sort of tarp colour, I suppose, which is, I think that's kind of intended for the seats. You can see that you've got the seats in a different colour, and I imagine the covers are supposed to be done in that. That's going to be the khaki. You get a little tub of black for the tyres, and you get this little tub of scarlet. I thought originally that was going to be for the driver's cap, but of course you don't actually get a driver with it. You know, if you don't get a driver, why put it on the actual box? That's my only real complaint about this. The scarlet is for these reflectors or lights. I'm not quite sure what they are on the rear and the sides. So you're going to have a lot of that left over, which is kind of handy, I suppose. Our clear plastic part comes with this single piece windshield, which is pretty cool. Oh, I've lost mine. Where's it gone? I've got another one here, don't worry, I'll show you. Didn't realise that had come off. So as you can see, you can actually, very gently, you can move that up and down, depending on how you actually want to have it. I got loads of these. They're pretty cool. And you get, like I've said previously, you get this little bit which are the headlights, which I kind of forgot to put in. You get a single decal set, which comes with 2 different options, I think. You know, you've got 2 different sets of numbers on here, but I think one of them is actually for the trailer. So you don't get 2 options. You've got 1 set of numbers for the Jeep, and you've got 1 set of numbers for the trailer. You get a standard US star, because most Allied equipment during D-Day and afterwards had the Allied star for easy recognition. And you get a little US flag and a few other little stars to stick around the actual thing itself. You get a tube of nasty poly cement, and you get a standard Humbrol number 2 Airfix brush. So there we go. That's kind of what they look like when they're done. I think we've got 1 with each. This is a slightly different version. I think this is a slightly earlier, I forget, the French manufacturer. So I've got 2 different versions, and now I have 3. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. There'll be a review for the Tiger. There'll be a review for the Sherman. There'll be a review for the Supermarine Spitfire. And there'll be a review for our cool, trendy little de Havilland Tiger Moth. All up to date. So you can have a quick look through those, and you can pop down to Lidl and buy yourself a nice little Willys MB Jeep, which comes with a little 75mm howitzer and a trailer as well. I think it's a bit of a bargain. I think it's a really, really nice kit. It's kind of challenging as well, I think, this one, because there's a lot of small parts on it. So yes, I suppose it's a sort of starter kit, but I think there's a lot of options on this, and there's a lot of reasons why somebody that's sort of far more competent would I think kind of like doing this for $6.99. And I'll tell you what, I certainly enjoyed building it myself, or the 2 that I've already got. So thanks for joining me. Please do like and subscribe, and be seeing you soon.